are, but if you could actually come towards the screen, because I want to have you write something in the chat box. And what I want to have you write is one thing that's not super obvious that you appreciate your hands for. So one thing your hands do for you that you're grateful for, that you don't think about on the day-to-day. So, I mean, it could be like you touch your child, you touch your lover, you touch your own body, you clean your face. Like, it could be something very, very simple, right? But we are wanting to just get a little, for a moment, get in that chat box and just let me know what's one thing you're grateful for your hands for. Like one thing your hands do that you're grateful for. Ooh, deep listening. Deep listening. Vanessa works with her hands and heals people with her hands. Playing music. Oh, yes. If you were to injure your hands tomorrow and not have your hands, what would you miss? And if you don't write it in the chat box, like get it up in your head, get it in your heart. Writing, preparing food, yeah. Whew. So as those continue to come in and as we continue to hold the gratitude for our hands and our heart, hello, good morning, Emily, good to see you. Giving loving touch. Oh, touching shade snows, that's so sweet. Gardening, holy moly, yes. Today we're really going to work with the gratitude for the hands. I am in a deep space of gratitude for my hands. I have severely injured both hands, but especially this one, in fire. And it's not pretty here. In fact, if you can see my wrist, you can compare, this is fluid. So that's how it's like double. It's hard to show you against my body, but yeah, it's about, you know, an inch out, and then the top of the hand as well. So that happened. And when I went to the hospital, we were at Wilbur Hot Springs, and when I went to the hospital, which was like an hour drive away, I was hoping that they could do something for me that I couldn't do for myself. It did not end up being the case. However, when I asked them about aloe vera, because we didn't even have aloe vera on us, they said, we don't have enough research on aloe vera right now, so we can't, you know, we don't have that here. And I said, why do you need research for something that everybody knows, that we've known since the beginning of time? And I got no reply. But the reason I bring that up is we're going to be in deep honoring of our hands today. We'll also be like, how can we move without our hands? And also that piece that we do live in a culture now where we have forgotten a lot of the basic things about being human. When we finally came home, because we were many hours away at Wilbur, we came home and I was like, oh my God, I'm back to my plant allies. I've got like 10 plants supporting me from the inside and outside right now. And these are the ways that we're just like remembering, you know, we're in a paradigm, we're just like remembering the humility of being a human, that we don't need the logical, rational mind. We don't necessarily need research to tell us what it is to be a good person, right? To tell us what it is to be present in our body. And sometimes the mind can actually get in the way of guiding us towards that internal wisdom that's just like built into the system. So as this hand is healing and I'm watching it transition every day, I'm taking note, because I'm thinking about how the way the body, the framework of the body healing, it's the same framework of anything healing, right? So of course we're in a paradigm where we're deeply, deeply healing our culture. And so I'm watching this release of old skin and the growth of new skin right now as a template for what we're all a part of right now, surrendering to the wisdom of the body and letting that come through. So as we find ourselves in this comfortable seated position, I encourage you, if your knees are feeling really healthy, you can take them underneath you into this Virasana shape. And if that feels a little much for the knees, Sometimes a blanket is helpful, and if kind of shoving that deep up, so we're just finding ways to support the body. And if that's too much, find any cozy seat. It doesn't matter. And then from here, as always, we place a hand on the heart, we place a hand on the belly, we let the eyes softly close, and we drop into the simplicity of the breath. And as we breathe here, feel the touch of your palms on your skin. And just take a moment of gratitude for your hands. Even the simplicity that your hands can do this. Your hands can touch your body right now. That's a gift. That's not something to be taken for granted. And then let's use the hands as a meditative tool, inviting a slow inhale to fill the bottom palm until it feels like our organs are getting a gentle stretch, no forcing. Noticing the spine grows longer on that inhale, and keep it long as the exhale lets the wave of the breath draw slowly back towards the spine. Take just a couple noticing breaths, using the hands as spotlights on the internal landscape. The movement of life force within us. And then as you're ready, let the eyes softly open. We'll inhale the hands down towards the floor. And as we do, we'll kind of reach them just so they don't touch. And then we'll lift the chest up nice and tall. And then let the back of the ribs grow up as much as the front of the chest. So the whole torso is super long. We'll inhale, draw the arms up towards the sky, opening the armpits, beautiful, yes. And then twist to either side. The hands will move one to thigh, one behind you. It might hover, it might touch the floor or a block. And then we'll inhale, coming on back to center, same deal, maybe gazing up. And then an exhale, twisting over to the other side. Continuing with your own breath now. And as you move here, notice the sides of your waist. The sides of your waist. Notice how they're kind of ringing out. Welcome, Jessica. Welcome, Curtis. Beautiful. Awesome. And as we continue now, I have a challenge for you. These straight arms can be really helpful. Can you make them graceful arms now? So let them kind of flutter down, little jellyfish arms, and then they flutter up. And this is, for some of us, this is like, oh yeah, this is my jam. And for some of us, it's just like, what? I don't even know what you're talking about. So this is just a moment to explore what's the difference between these really straight linear arms and then these kind of flowing jellyfish arms. And if one of them feels forced or not quite right, I welcome you to stay there with it and breathe into that and finish up last side. Filling the hips, filling the legs. And the next time your arms come back up to center, let's meet there. Let the gaze draw up towards the hands, so long as the neck's cool with that. And then let your eyes touch right at those fingertips. We'll exhale, slowly lower the hands down, trace the fingertips with the eyes. So keep your attention there, lovingly, adoringly gazing at the hands until they drop down to the heart center. And then when they do, let's keep Anjali, but just release the bottoms of the wrists down. And you'll just kind of draw the hands closer towards the floor so we get a stretch through the underside of the forearm. Yeah. Beautiful. And then as you're ready, slowly release the hands. Let's take either leg out towards, actually, stay with me for a moment. If you need to if you need to change the legs, that's fine. Let's move into a pranayama. That will be the foundation of our practice. Take your hands to your side waist. Let's get familiar with these obliques. Now from here, put your rib cage out just a moment and see like there's the Buddha belly, and then slouch for a moment. There's our cat pose. Okay, now find the middle point, split the difference between those two. Now we're gonna be able to feel the side waist. As you're ready, just twist like we just did. So look over to one side and feel the muscle underneath your palm. There's my oblique. And then exhale to twist to the other side and feel the oblique, the side abdominal muscle. There? Yeah. Good. Come back to center. Now take your hands behind your skull and interlace the fingers. Nice. It's a great proprioceptive tool because if we can parallel our chin to the floor and then draw the jawline back, like we're against a wall there, that's gonna keep our neck super long, right? We're like elongating our neck here. Now here's the challenge. As you exhale, no pooch rib, no cat pose, just over to the side. Ring out the oblique, feel there's the power there, and then exhale to the other side and ring out the oblique. Inhaling center. Now keep that going for a moment. If you're ready to add some pranayama, like me, it might move just a little faster and it might sound like this. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Keep it going so you can play with it. It could just be inhale, exhale to the side, or you're doubling up. And I want you to feel this is core work, right? We're wringing out those side obliques. Nice. Inhale, inhale through nose, double exhale through nose. Beautiful. Side, side, double side. Side, side, and double side. Just a few more here. Getting the sideways really warmed up. Getting the lungs warmed up. Beautiful way to find that pace that's right for you. Nice, Emily. Another full cycle of breath, another full pranayama cycle. Beautiful, beautiful. Nice. As you're ready, we'll release the hands. If you're on your knees, perfect. Come on up. And if you're in a sukhasana, you just come bring knees underneath. We'll inhale, we'll reach the arms all the way up, stretch up. Oh, let yourself grow super, super, super tall here. And then slow exhale, draw your hips over to one side and bring a leg out at an angle. We're finding that wide Janu Shirshasana shape here. And then let's stay with the obliques for a moment. As you're ready, let's do it without hands. We'll place the hands, let's place them on the neck. So we'll do what we just did. And then as you exhale, go ahead and twist over to one side. You'll inhale center, and then you'll exhale to the other side. So you're wringing out your side waist, right? It's like wrapping around your body. Now, as you continue that, can you add the arms without pooching your ribs in either direction? So your arms are just gonna come straight out like a big T, and so your arms are not leading the way. Your obliques are just twisting, and your arms are simply poking right out of your center. And now I invite you to keep that, but find jellyfish arms. So let it be a little more creative. So one arm reaches back and the other kind of comes around. So it's just a little flowing arm, little dancing arm. And then the next time you come over the outstretched leg, go ahead and hinge and reach the opposite arm out over the leg. Stretch it long, long, long. And the other arm goes back behind you. Now inhale, come up, lead with your chest, twist behind you, and let the arms be graceful. And then again, we're gonna lead with the opposite arm, hinge over that front leg, and keep that flow going. And if you're like, Haley, what's happening? What are you doing? Feel free to just take a look, and then go ahead and just get creative with it. Just play with it. And I know our legs are not warmed up, right? So you're not gonna be super deep in your hinge. Try to keep the spine as long as possible. And then if you're feeling spunky, you might take the backhand behind you on the inhale. You'll lift up, reach up. And then as you sit back down and come forward, same deal. Arm reaches out over that leg. So that lift is always an option. You could stay with any variation we've worked so far. You might just be twisting with your hands behind your head. But I want you to find some type of flow with it. So maybe it's just your breath. Maybe your breath is dancing in the posture, even if it looks kind of linear from the outside. Or maybe you're just going for it. You're letting yourself move into expressive dance mode. Nice, beautiful, Tana. Last full cycle here. Meet me in the fold, and then take your hands in between the legs and just walk them forward. Bow your head down in humility. And as you fold forward here, let the head dangle. And it's like you're bowing to these palms. You're bowing to your own hands. All they do for you, all the touch of your body, the self-care. They brush your teeth. They wash your hair. Thank you, hands. Let's not wait till it's too late to thank them. Another big breath, an inhaling gratitude, an exhale to surrender and bow down. And then an inhale to rise all the way back up. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's take our legs out in front of us before the other side. We'll plant the feet on the floor, and then we'll draw the arms forward, shoulder blades on the back. And with the feet on the floor, let's start there, keeping them there. We'll roll one shoulder up, and then we'll drop it down. And then the other shoulder's in perfect place now to come up and drop down. So we'll just start rotating our shoulders, or alternating. You know you can lean back if you want more. And when you roll the shoulders, the arms might react in any way, right? They could remain really linear. That's cool. Or they might kind of respond, like jellyfish style, right? Now stay here or lift the legs, but keep the shoulder rolls going. Let's really focus in on the shoulder rolls. Beautiful. And as you breathe here, you might stay, switch directions of shoulders, do that for sure. You might lengthen the legs and do the same thing. Neither is better than the other. We're just playing with it in this moment, welcoming our shoulders on board, and just finding that connection between shoulder and hand. So how does the hand respond when you roll the shoulder? Really nice, Sandra, looking good. Beautiful. Another cycle of breath here. Can you spread the toes too and still focus on the shoulders? And then when you're ready, release that down. Let's take the other leg out to the side. Keep in mind, if this is crunchy, we're focusing on obliques. We need to lift ourselves up, right? A blanket will really help to avoid that crunch. Hands behind the head, and then exhale, look to one side. Now, if you don't feel your side waist activate, you probably have your ribs pooching or you're tucking in. So play with it, lengthen, and then switch to the other side. And then keep it going, wringing out, add the arms. Just coming out straight like a T. And then let the arms move into a little bit of an organic flow. And add your fold. I know there's a lot of layers going on here, so just let yourself have fun with it and really be patient with your brain as it figures out the movement, and really honor your movement's just different. It's just different than mine. Find something that lets the breath be really full. Breath is full here. And as you fold, you're reaching the opposite arm over the leg, spreading the toes. It's almost like how far can you reach that hand beyond the toes while keeping the spine long? Whew, beautiful. Yeah, as you continue now, that spine is long, and that's what invites those powerful muscles of our side waist to be involved here. That's what invites it. Beautiful, another full, sweet cycle. Some of us are slow, some of us are fast. It's beautiful, it's so right. Yes, Vanessa. Awesome. Add on if you're ready. Bring that hand behind you, or if you have an injured hand, you could come onto the elbow, and then you lift the hips up and stretch it out, and then you fold back again. You keep that flow going. And again, maybe you're just staying with the first thing we did. And maybe you're in child's pose. Also welcome. Wonderful, beautiful, Richard. Another full cycle of breath. Way to wring out that sideways Charlie. Awesome. Nice. Beautiful. As you're ready, we'll slowly finish in the fold and walk the hands over towards center again. Exhale to bow down inside the legs and let that head be a heavy weight. And as you breathe here, bow down to your body and its healing process. It is so much more vast than our mind could comprehend. So bow in honor, bow in awe. Thank you, body. You might say it aloud. Thank you, body. And when you're ready, inhale, bring it on up. Nice, let's bring the legs back out in front of us. This time, take the hands behind you. We'll start with them there as an option. And they're taking us at an angle so that we can puff the chest. We're puffing that chest again at an angle. We'll come to the tiptoes here. And then, lifting the foot just a little bit off, go ahead and move one foot forward, move one foot a little back. And then see, can you take your toes in a circle? So your toes are like riding a mini bicycle. You're riding a mini bicycle with your toes. And then maybe the arms come out and they're just gonna support you here as you take the immense, beautiful power of our brain. We love that logical mind. We welcome, we breathe into all of its strengths to help us to ride the mini bicycle, because riding the mini bicycle is not an easy task. Now, can you keep the movement as smooth? So you might have hands behind you, you might have hands here. Can you keep it as smooth as you make it bigger? Now you're riding a giant unicycle. It's big unicycle. You're riding it down the center of the streets of Prague or Barcelona or Paris. You know, like those really badass unicyclists. Maybe you have a clown suit on too. So you take those big, sweeping motions. Now can you get your arms involved? If your arms are up, go ahead and take your arms. Ride a bicycle with your arms. One of those arm bicycles. Those are a thing too, right? Breathing in here, another full cycle of breath. Yeah, notice how the hands want to move. My hands do like to move like jellyfish. I'll just admit it. So you can always try it. Try something new on, right? Another cycle. And then cross the feet. Bring it forward into tabletop position. Amazing, good warm-up work. From here, go ahead and just move. Let the hips sway side to side. Let the shoulders move. Let the head dangle. You might move fast. You might move slow. But here's your challenge. Surrender to the body moving you. Surrender to the body moving you. How can you support the body to express itself? Breathing, flooding the body with breath, feeling free to make that movement more creative. Maybe it wants to be like one leg, one arm movement. Maybe there's a side-to-side motion. Maybe it's close to the earth. Or maybe it's just a child's pose rest. And just stay away from pretending to be anything that it's not. So like, this will look like nothing that's ever happened before in your body or my body. And we'll just take another few cycles of breath. Yes, beautiful. Feel those intricate little muscles in the neck and the side waist. Another cycle of breath. Beautiful. Yes. Yes. As you exhale, let's draw back into child's pose and just take a breath. When we awaken the body like that, we receive all kinds of gifts, all kinds of sensations, but we have to notice it, right? So let yourself breathe here and just notice what feels alive, what feels awake. And then let your awareness move back to your palms. Spread the palms wide on the floor. Reach the arms away. Lift the elbows up. And then gaze forward at the hands. That's a little neck stretch. Sometimes it's too much. So if it's too much, that's okay. No need to gaze forward. But if that feels good for your neck, great. And then lift your belly, tuck toes. Let's find a downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, and let's get in there. And let's move it around. So bend one knee and then the other. Awesome. And do you notice how this pose is like, we're kind of bowing to the hands too, right? Same with child's pose. It's built into the yoga. We're kind of bowing to the earth. We're bowing to the hands. That's awesome. Take another breath here. Think of another thing your hands do for you that you would miss if you did not have your hands, if you lost your hands tomorrow. I have self-massage, giving loving touch, touching my child's nose, gardening, preparing food, writing. These are all things you said. So call on one of those things. Offer gratitude for the hands. Thank you, body. And then take your time and step by step, slow walk. Walk in the runway, supporting the body. Do we find that Uttanasana, forward fold? We let the upper body dangle down. We let the mind take its rest. It doesn't have to figure out every problem. It doesn't have to research whether aloe vera works or not, right? Let's bend the knees, roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. If you came in late, you probably missed that reference, but it's okay. Vertebrae by vertebrae. And at the top, we roll those shoulders. Wonderful. Let's take it into goddess pose. Bring those legs wide. Get nice and deep with it. We'll start with one hand in front of the heart, and we'll hold that chi ball, one hand underneath, just like right in front of the lower dantian, right in front of the belly. And as we hold this ball of our own life force between the two palms, we're really gonna visualize it. It's really helpful to kind of feel like, okay, there's my life force. It's in the form of a beautiful crystal ball right in front of me. And then from here, we'll double check that our back is long, just like with our oblique stuff, right? We're not pooching forward or tucking. And then from here, lead with whatever elbow is on top, and you're just gonna kind of lead, draw your chi ball over, and then go ahead and take a circle. So now your beautiful crystal ball, your hands are flipped, but it's the same thing, and you're gonna lead with that top elbow over. Take a flip, and then lead. And this is gonna look different paces for different people. If our legs are already speaking to us, we might come up a little bit. And if we're like, give it to me, hey, get nice and deep, feel free to deepen. And you're just letting that top elbow lead. You're moving that chi ball side to side, beautiful crystal ball of your own healing life force. This is what we want to learn from, right? In the body. And then as you're ready, as you continue, you might stay stable or you might start to add the legs. So now the legs are just shifting towards the direction. And then as you turn your chi ball, you lead with the top elbow and then you bend into that leg. Now, I know some of us are just into like finding the pace of the chi, the life force, and just like slowing down and moving with it. Some of us are like, I want to be with my inner fire right now. So if you're feeling inner fire, go ahead and you can make it just a little faster. But stay with the visualization, connecting heart and belly, leading with elbow, and you're just kind of bathing your entire torso in the light. In your own inner light. Learning from our inner light here. Taking breath. How can we support the body in this movement versus the brain kind of leading the way? How can we support the body? Is there something we can do to breathe a little deeper? One more full cycle either side. And the next time you find yourself on one side, notice that knee's bent, stick your butt out and take your hands to the floor. Now I'm gonna give a side view because it's easy to trip up here, because it's easy to round here. So I want you to bend your knees as much as you need, and even bring, if you have to like, bring the hands to heart, that's also an option, right? So whatever you need to do to lift your spine long. And now let's play with this. As you're over at this side, can you drop a little lower, but keep your side foot anchored? How low can you drop? And now lift your toes up. How low can you sit? I know not everyone's knees like this, so I'm just letting you know in advance. You might be up here, right? You might stay here. Or you might bring your hands to heart center, and here you are in a half malasana. And then if you're down here or up here, extend the arms wide. Open it up and breathe. Slow exhale, release the hands to the floor. Here's our transition. How low can you stay as you walk your hands over to the other foot? You don't have to stay low, right? Trust your body. Let's come back and forth a few times. Let's open up those deep hip creases before we get even funkier on that other side. And the next time you find that side we haven't yet deepened into, stay with me there and then play with it. Can you drop pretty low? Can you drop towards the heels? And if so, you'll turn the toes up and then you'll spread the arms wide. And if you're staying up high, awesome. Same thing, spread those arms wide. Can you keep that spine long? Yes, nice. Sandra, that looks great. Beautiful. Another full cycle of breath here. Wonderful. Exhale, release the hands. Let's walk back and forth. Or let's start to transition in our sacred flow vinyasa. So as we come to the side, the arms expand. Maybe you're going side to side without hands. And maybe you're staying super low like a lizard. If you're in the boat of like, what? How is that possible? You could take a look at me. Keep in mind, I've been around the block. So please avoid the comparisons. That's when my brain gets super, messes us up big time, right? We start comparing ourselves and all of a sudden we can't hear the wisdom of our own body. We can't feel it healing. We can't watch it and learn from it, right? So just find what your body wants to do here. If it's high, it's really the same thing. It's actually almost harder high. So if you're in that space, which I often am in, of building muscle over building flexibility, right? You might even stay higher. Let's add on. The next time you come over to one side, you're gonna plant the opposite hand. Inhale, find that twisted crescent lunge. Stay with me here and breathe. Lift the heart forward, reach out through the top palm. Now, here's our transition. Draw the top arm down inside that leg. Drop the back heel. And then stay low. Bring your hands to Anjali Mudra or walk them on the floor. Stay low. We're in Malasana now. We're in half Malasana, right? Other side. We're going to transition right back to where we started. Bring that hand out. Find that twisted crescent. And then exhale. Stay as low as possible. Bring your hands over. Top foot might lift. Top toes might lift, right? And we'll take 5 more here. You might go real syrupy slow. So my challenge to you is, how much can you invest in the wisdom of your pelvis? How much can you invest in the strength of your pelvis right now? You're going to need your feet connected to the earth to do that. Well, at least one. Beautiful. Yes, Charlie and Sandra, you guys are amazing over there in paradise. Looking great, Curtis. Big breaths. Awesome. Super syrupy, super graceful, Jessica. The next time you find yourself in twisted crescent lunge, go ahead and meet me there. Now, take all of your toes and turn them away from your bottom palm. Come into supported side plank. Even bring your top foot, put it halfway between your head and your toes, and then press it into the floor and lift up. I promise you're gonna want this variation of side plank to start. Don't you worry, I'm gonna give you some really challenging side plank to come. Now, can you come to the tiptoe on the supporting foot? Not everyone will be able to, not every day, right? Take a look at your bottom palm. Say, thank you, palm. I freaking love you. Hands, you're amazing. Push the hands deeper to support the shoulder. Now, take the front toes. Tap them, option, tap them behind you, behind the leg. Arms still reaching up, right? Stay here. So option 1, foot's in front. Option 2, foot's behind. Option 3, lift the heart, reach the top arm overhead. Find yourself in this flip dog. heart reaching forward. We have to be safe in our shoulder here. We have to press that bottom palm down. Take a big breath wherever you are. And then a slow exhale, release the hand back down to the floor. Find a plank pose. Good. Now drop to the forearms in plank, forearm plank, dolphin plank. Yes, put the elbows right where the hands are. Perfect. Now bend the knees and slowly walk the feet towards the elbows, dolphin pose. The butt flies up to the sky. Yes, beautiful. That's it. That's it. And now the pose appears static, but in fact, it's flowing with your breath. Let the inhale expand the shape like your chi ball's growing to fill the room, so it's emanating out. On your exhale, let your inner light soften to your center. Let your skin soften around your muscles, around your bones. 2 more like that, this flowing breath. An inhale expands your inner light, your healing power, your gratitude. An exhale, relax, let go. 1 more like that. The wisdom of the body speaking through your breath. Can we listen? Now, 2 ways to come out of here. If you're feeling strong, squeeze your elbows in, lift your elbows up. At the same time, find a downward facing dog. If you think that's crazy, drop to your knees, come to a tabletop position, and then bring whatever foot was forward before, bring that same foot forward. So you're probably gonna face the screen again, and we're just gonna come back to where we were. And then from here, you're gonna drop into that half malasana. So some of us, again, were up here, hands at heart center. Some of us were hips down, and then the toes are pointing up. I want to just say a quick note here that our extended heel, dig it in, dig it in. If your toes are up, dig your heel in and pull your heel back until you have a micro bend of the knee. There you're going to feel the strength of the back of your leg. It's actually really important. So if you're one of those stretchy people, you can just sit here like this. You're not doing anything for yourself, so really dig that heel in. You can even lift up higher. Let's do that same flow other side. So we're gonna stay low, 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 low. Crescent lunge. Lift and expand. And then transition low to the ground. Come all the way back over to half malasana. Play with it. Same side. Staying with it. This moment right now is the perfect teacher. This body right here, this is the body you were meant to have today. This one. Breathe into it. How can you support your body right now to feel better right now? Maybe a little more breath, a little more awareness of the breath, maybe a little more activation of the feet. Last full cycle. And then meet in the crescent lunge. Turn towards the front foot. Take yourself into supported side plank. That front foot stamps right towards the middle of your bod. And then the shoulder blades connect onto the back like long lost beloveds. They're just drawing the heart a little more open here. Come to the tiptoes, try that challenge, and then stay there or bring the same toes, tiptoes behind you. Now, gaze lovingly at the bottom palm. Thank you, hand, for typing. Thank you, hand, for being the center of my work, no matter what I do. And then as you're ready, lift. Maybe it's a flip dog here. Maybe it's a heart-lifting, expansive, big front body opening. Be generous with your body. What does your body want? Maybe it's a child's pose. Last full cycle of breath. Slow exhale, release the hands back down, find a plank pose. Inhale, lengthen to your plank. Inhale, strong side waist. Exhale, lower slowly all the way or halfway down. Inhale, open forward. Yes, how good does it feel to open forward? How good does that feel? Exhale, downward facing dog. Thank you, body. If you didn't have your hands, it could happen in a moment, right? I saw it flash before me this weekend. If you didn't have your hands, you'd never practice like this again. You'd still practice. Maybe the practice would be even better. You just want to practice like this, right? So take a moment, maybe gaze forward at your hands. Thank you. Thank you, hands. Thank you for brushing my teeth. Thank you for washing my hair. Thank you for washing my body. Thank you for touching my beloved. Thank you for touching me. And then as you're ready, one more time, let's inhale forward plank pose. Let's exhale lower halfway or all of the way. Inhale, open forward, cobra, up dog, whatever. Just let your heart spread, and then downward facing dog. Beautiful breath. Beautiful breath. Now, gazing forward at the hands, let's not step. Let's come to Virasana. So where we started, knees on the floor, you might hop there, or you might just drop your knees and sit back. So it's up to you. Either way, you're gonna come back where we started. Our knees are underneath us. And then let's inhale cat-cow. So we're gonna draw the heart forward, let the shoulder blades drop down. And notice in this posture, let's hang here for a sec. It's always sad to rush from this posture, that if you grip the hands into the thighs, that it actually supports you to elongate the front body just a little bit more. So try that. And then as you exhale, press the hands into the thighs and press away, really round in. Use the hands to support the posture. 2 more like that. Coming back to center, find that split difference, right? Halfway between front and back. Now, without moving the spine forward or back, cat-cow, I want you to lean forward and then anchor your toes so you can roll around to the side, roll around to the side, roll around, back, back, back. You're back to center. It's really easy, right? You're gonna hinge forward. Let's do the other side. You're gonna take it in a circle, out to the side, back to center. Now, that was easy, but what happens when we put that with the cat-cow? So, as you're ready, it's gonna be a wave. We worked with that last week, the wave. So you're gonna wave the heart forward and then you'll circle around and come back to center. If you think I'm crazy, just stay with the cat-cow. So we'll go side to side. We're gonna wave the heart forward, circle back around, and then we'll find neutral. So we're getting really minute awareness on our spine. So this is another opportunity to be like, brain, I love you. Let me let you work the way you work. Let me let you do what you do. Mind, go ahead and put your monkey mind, let's put you to the task of figuring out this movement. We gotta give the mind something to do, right? It's a busybody. It's amazing. It's just that it needs a task to keep it busy so that we can keep it from thinking that it's the source of wisdom, right? We can keep ourselves from thinking that we actually need to research the effects of aloe vera when we know that these plant medicines have been used for billions of years, right? So take another cycle either side, really finding that minute relationship with the spine. Nice, you guys look like snakes. Next time you come center, inhale up onto the knees. If you need to support the knees, awesome. Now from here, hug inner thighs. Find neither cat nor cow and just find that neutral pelvis, right? Bowl nice and neutral. Inhale, arms rise up to the sky. Wonderful. Now take one hand and reach it down towards the floor. I want you to make a commitment to me right now that you are not going to drop the pelvis forward and you're not going to drop the butt back. Give me a thumbs up if you have that, if you're with me on that. I'm watching your hands. Yes, okay, great. Then if you are with me on that and you are not going to move your pelvis because we're going to stay safe in the low back, then you might gently lean back and then you might lead with the top hand and move it into a little twist. Now you got to be safe with the low back because this is like a super compound movement. So really hug the belly button up to the heart. Keep the hips over the heels. A block could be there. You might touch your heel. You might touch the floor. Chances are that's going to be a little far, right? Then inhale, lift both hands up to the center. Let's do the same thing other side. This time we'll move into it slow. We're gonna have a chance to flow with it. We'll drop down, we'll lift up, and then inhale, rise up. Let's do this. Exhale, you drop to the side, you reach. Pelvis unmoving, inhale, center. And exhale. And inhale. You know, in fact, as you continue, let me throw another challenge in there. Can you inhale into the twist? Let's do that. Exhale, come up center. I know it's counter to what we often do, but this is a twist, so we gotta be extra careful. You're gonna inhale to the side and exhale to center. Good, one more time, each side. Nice, these twisted camels. Beautiful. Next time you rise up to center, meet me there, stretch up. And then from here, go ahead and take either hand to hip, other hand over and extend, find a gate prep. Feet, extended foot planted, top arm rises. Now we did a lot of that awakening pranayama and work for our obliques. Let's stay with that as we keep the foot planted, lift the bottom hand up. So for me, I have to come about like 8 inches to find it. Otherwise it's like really hard on my back. Now take your hand to the opposite oblique and feel, hello active oblique. That's what we want. And then inhale, come back to center and take a side bend. Whew. As you exhale, come on over. Either drop your hand or hover your hand, up to you. And then keep that flow going. Just 3 times. When we hover the hand, we're gonna find that challenge of the oblique for sure. We'll feel that oblique working to lift us up. If you wanna up level the challenge one, I'm not gonna stop you from hovering your extended foot off the floor there and taking a balance posture. Whoa, beautiful. Meet me down in that side plank variation. You might be on fingertips, you might be on palm. Now, option 1, let's all do option 1 first. You're gonna extend, find a half moon on the floor. And from your center, let the wisdom of the body expand to fill the room. Reach the arm up higher, reach the bottom hand lower. Thank you, palm, for holding me here. And then stay here or bend the knee, take a hold of the top of the foot. Now, if your bottom supporting hand is really stable, we can use that monkey mind to really just glue those fingertips in, micro bend the elbow. Then you might even transition. You would have to transition out of the Chapasana into a full side plank and then into Chapasana again. So that's the second option here. Side plank with Chapasana variation. Woo! Oh yeah, looking good. I love these beautiful options. Stunning, absolutely stunning, Jessica. Beautiful, Vanessa. Nice, Tan. I love this variation on the knee. Om 3, looking good, Charlie. Lift the heart up to the face. Om 2 and Om 1. Go ahead and release that foot. Come back up and find that gate pose, hinging over that bent leg. And circle the top wrist. A micro sensation is worth 1,000 words. And then as you're ready, go ahead and slowly come up. Bring both knees into center. Bring the hands behind the hips. Squeeze the elbows to midline. We have opened up one side and not the other, so let's be really clear here. We have to be safe. Hug the inner thighs in, press the hips back, lift the heart up, find a camel pose. Heart reaching upward towards the chin. Yeah, nice camel. I love me a camel with my hands on my butt or my low back, but if you are feeling spicy, it's okay to bring them to the floor, but just make sure your body is asking. Your body's like begging for it. We have 3 cycles of breath here. What if you woke up tomorrow and could never do this pose again? It's an option. It's 100% an option. Take a big breath into this shape. Remember this moment. Inhale, rise back up. Stunning. Take the opposite leg out. Find that gate prep. Extend the arms wide. Go ahead and hinge until you feel that oblique. I like to literally feel it. Be like, thank you, oblique. You're so badass and strong. Hell yeah. And then use the oblique to lift you up and find your gate. Start a flow, hovering at the bottom. Or put your hand on the floor. That's another option, right? It's a lot more supportive. You might add on by hovering the hand and hovering the foot, and it's just gonna be a crazy balance challenge. So just know that going in. Yeah, Nancy, I can't see you, but I can feel you. And I love you. Another full cycle. Meet me in the gate pose. Let's take that. Beautiful, slow exhale. Bring that hand down to the floor. Now from here, let's meet in that side, this half moon pose on the floor. So nice to be so close to the earth, right? This is where we really get connected with the primal self and we're in relationship with the earth here. So touch the earth with reverence. And then stay or bend and find that Shavasana. Sometimes a strap is a super handy tool here, and if we don't make connection, it's not a big deal, especially if we're supporting our low back. We do the same thing. We really kick. It's like as if we're kicking in hand and foot. And then wherever you are, stay or unwind, come into side plank, and then rewind. There is a transition to come from that tabletop variation into side plank. So if you're feeling really ambitious, you could even try it without doing the 10-point transition. Oh yes, Max, I love this view. I can just gaze lovingly at your face right here. Stunning. Just honoring your strength, honoring your body. Yes, Richard, I love this view too. I can see the back of your head. Like, yes, Richard's head, you're amazing. Another full, beautiful cycle of breath. Maybe you'll never do this pose again. Awesome. Exhale, bring your hands down. Let's lower all the way to the floor. Get down and dirty on that floor. Get yourself in the mud. Get yourself in the beautiful dirt here, in the soil. Reach your palms forward. Let your head release and breathe. So the hands are forward and we're letting the palms touch the earth and we're just noticing our breath. This is the most lucrative of all meditations of our practice, this moment right now. Wonderful. And then as you're ready, slowly, gently crawl the hands underneath the shoulders. And there's options. You could move through child's or just move through plank to down dog. Find a way to get there. Good. And then again, step forward, step by step. Don't waste one step. Feel every single step. Yeah, you will never regret it. You will never regret it. And then bend the knees and roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, nice and super duper slow. And once you reach the top, let's roll one shoulder up like we started our practice and then the other up. It seems kind of come hither, right? For some reason, when I get close to the camera, I'm like, hey guys, it has that effect, right? And then get your body involved, right? So sometimes the shoulders just want to get involved. Sometimes the body wants to kind of respond. Yeah, nice, way to get loosey-goosey there. Switch directions. So this shouldn't be like, oh, I'm a professional dancer. Like that's not what's happening right now. We know, right? We can tell. But it should be like, fuck yeah, this feels good. Oh, another cycle. Stretch out that muscle at the back of the shoulder. Feel that. And then when you're ready, stand, hands at heart, hand at belly, close the eyes and breathe. As we breathe here, we remember that this body is not a guarantee. We are not guaranteed to wake up tomorrow. Offer gratitude through the palms, right down into the heart, right down into the belly. Thank you, body. And then as you're ready, let the eyes softly float open. A moment of qigong before we get into shavasana. We'll take one hand behind the back and actually let it be up on the kidneys. That's right where the lower ribs are. So this is a kidney movement. Really nourishes the water body. And then we'll take the other hand up and over. It kind of crosses the body and we'll bring it up slightly. We'll switch hands so you can see. Beautiful. And then this top palm, it's going to catch rain. So go ahead and visualize beautiful raindrops filling up the palm. And now we take that hand, we're going to let the elbow lead. We'll kind of lift the elbow. We'll take the palm, we're going to sweep it across the brow. Sweep it across the brow. And as we do, it's like we're clearing the mind. And then the hand reaches out. We're going to hinge a little. It doesn't have to be a lot. And reach down and gather water from the beautiful stream your feet are in. Gathering water in the fingertips, bring it up and catch rain in your palm. And then brush it upon your brow and clear the mind with the power of the water element. Stretch the arm out and then hinge again. It doesn't have to be deep, but it could. I know the brain's gonna have to be involved here for a few rounds because this is new to most of us, right? And just appreciate the brain for what it is here. And then release technique for a moment and let yourself find a way to feel the power of water clearing the mind. Each time the hand brushes across the brow, it's like a starry night sky. All of a sudden, the entire inner skull becomes as big as the universe, as infinite black space of nothingness, black space of intelligence, black space of mystery filled with stars. Last cycle here. See if you can find extension from the elbow as you brush the hand across. And whenever you reach that hand back up to catch rain, we're going to meet there. And as you hold your hand out to catch rain, let it drip from the palm into the elbow eye and then over the shoulder and let it pool back at the kidneys, right where that hand is. Nourishing the kidneys. Thank you, kidneys. Slow exhale to switch. Same thing. Opposite hand back at the kidneys. Sweep the hand across and hold it up for rain. And then let that rain clear the mind as you lead with the elbow, sweeping the brow and then reaching out through the pinky finger to hinge. And then notice, are you breathing? The breath is the medicine. These last few cycles, as we clear our mind, we are clearing the path for a world in which we walk in to receive medical care, and the first thing our doctor asks us, our nurse asks us, how are you breathing? How are you breathing right now? Can you take a deep breath with me right now? Take another full cycle, clearing the mind. Open infinite space inside. And then needing me to catch rain for a moment and to let your rain catchment drip down through the elbow, the shoulder, into the palm, and to draw nourishment, life force into these beautiful battery packs of the kidneys that work so hard in the deepest mystery, far beyond what our mind can comprehend, to keep us alive. And releasing the hands to the heart and belly. Let's get to the floor. Inhale, the arms rise all the way up. Last time, maybe the last time in your life, exhale, forward fold all the way down. Feel everything. Inhaling, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana, shoulder blades on the back. Exhale, forward fold, release. And then from here, bend the knees, drop the booty, and roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Get yourself flat. And then just for a moment, keep the knees bent, arms into a T, and draw the feet as wide as the mat. Drop them over to the right. And just breathe here in this twist variation. Let the eyes close. Notice any tension in the buttocks. On a big exhale, let the muscles of your lower body just drop right down. If you can, take a sigh, take a vocal sigh. You might want to stay here longer. You might be ready to switch, just dropping the knees to the other side. Is there some way that you can support your body right now? Your body is doing literally millions of tasks right now. Millions of tasks right now. It is very busy. Is there some way you can support it? Is there some way you can support your body with your breath? Maybe by releasing some holding. That'll support it, right? Free up some energy. Maybe a vocal exhale. And then get into your final resting shape. Final. As you breathe here, I encourage you to stay here if this feels right. There's no need to come out of this shape. We need so much Shavasana in our lives. So you might stay here. You might even close your computer screen and just drop into it. Or you might want to transition. Might feel right. Trust your intuition wherever you are. And whether you're in Shavasana or moving towards a meditation posture, we sit or we lie in a way that supports the mind to relax. And if you are seated, take a hand to heart and belly. It's not only the mudra of radical self-acceptance, it's also mudra of deep humility, deep compassion. Just like our practice, an injury invites compassion and humility, makes us remember how grateful we can be. And whether you're now drawing the hands in Anjali Mudra or you're just lying on your back, feel your hands, maybe even see your hands, and bow to them. Thank you, thank you. And we give it a namaste, bowing the head down to the palms with gratitude. Thank you, body, for being the incarnation of wisdom.